Hello, beautiful cyber family. How are we all? You guys are amazing already here. So great to see you guys and be back with you another week. So awesome. Thank you so much for being here, you guys. And for those of you who've been part of the house party stream this weekend, which has been amazing. We're kind of trying to do this every weekend now. So it's one of those things that you can know it's going on, and it'll be like a 3-day party and be part of that. And the cyber family's here representing, and you know, it's just a cool kind of place to come and go from as you feel on the weekends. Fantastic. But first of all, you guys, first of all today, because you know, like last live stream, we had a little milestone, 4 skyscrapers going over 500,000 views. So that was really, really inspiring and very, very cool for me, for it to be kind of like a song of mine that actually hit that milestone first, right? Coming in a close second behind that one, you guys, has been the industrial dance tutorial. The first one, the very first one that kind of got a bit of attention as it went out there. And it definitely, you know, you search industrial dance, you usually find this thing pop up. And absolutely, it is so inspiring to me, because it just shows how much people are really resonating with this dance, how much people actually want to learn it, they're interested in it, and even, you know, it's kind of getting out there to the point that even if they don't really know what it is, they're kind of getting introduced to it. So it's totally great, and I absolutely love that. So yay for the industrial dance tutorial, the very first one, going over 500,000 views. So how about that, you guys? Absolutely thank you, all of you, for being such a massive part of that as well, because obviously, you know, any of you that have watched it, been part of it, liked it, shared it, done all of that, you know, that is really, really awesome. So definitely planning some more of the tutorials and that sort of thing. Definitely planning to keep that going. Got some other music stuff in the works at the moment as well. So every now and then we'll definitely be kind of touching base with the tutorials and keeping that going. So before we carry on to tip of the week, you guys, we're just going to have a little recap, a little yay for the tutorial. So just in case you guys haven't seen it, absolutely would love to share this with you and check it out. All right, here we go. Hi everyone, I'm Brioni Faith, and today I'm going to take you through a little introduction and tutorial on how to industrial dance. I love industrial dance because of the clean, almost mechanical look of it, and also how dancers are able to stylize it and make it their own. Okay, so for our routine, we're going to start with it basically in quarter time, and just the first 4 movements to get a bit of a feel for that. Then we'll go half time and we'll add the next 4 movements. You ready to go through the whole 8 in quarter time? So it's nice and slow. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright. Alright, here we go. You ready? Yes, you are. Let's do it. To it once you've got this sort of basic routine, and then you can start to change it up, you know, bring in some arm rotations, this sort of thing, you know, find other moves you like and go from there. I'm pretty warm. I noticed that I'm not actually doing what I was doing as slowly. Like I said, I'm not the best, but hey, 6, 7, 8. So there's next 4 moves as we finish here. Is that right? I'm getting confused now. Blah, blah, blah. All right, you guys, so there we go, a bit of industrial dance madness and tutorialness for you guys. So yes, and absolutely I 100% believe, right, that it doesn't matter how old you are, doesn't matter how fit you think you aren't, like definitely everybody should give this a go because it's so much fun. You know, you can take it as slowly as you like or get into it, you know, and increase the pace of it and that kind of thing as you feel, like as you go along. So totally, you know, worthwhile getting into it. And yes, give it a go, give it a go. You never know. People who think they couldn't do it have been surprised by themselves in how much it kind of not only kind of gives you a new lease of life in a way, but like just how much you can really do it once you break it down and the simplicity of it. So awesome, awesome. All right, you guys, so we're going to move on to tip of the week for this week. And what I wanted to kind of share with you guys is pretty much a bit about the mind-body connection. So my kind of tip of the week this week has been inspired by, you know, some people around me and things going on, but it's about how to understand what your body is telling you, right? So I'm going to share just a little, scratch the surface just a little bit on this one because it's a very, very big topic, and I'm going to go in a little bit deeper into it on the Patreon stream as I tend to do, because there's some pretty amazing examples of how this works. But I want to share with you a little bit of kind of my experience on how I came to kind of really understand how much this actually works and that sort of thing. So yeah, definitely an inspiring topic for me. You know, I think we've all had situations when you kind of feel really physically run down, and it's like when the body is going into that space, it's really just giving you feedback to say, okay, you know, it might be time to slow down, to sort of stop, reflect, look after yourself, that kind of thing. You know, and it's all feedback. Like it is a blessing in how the body does actually communicate with us what it is that we need to be told, what we need to be kind of doing. Always like this feedback mechanism going on there. So, you know, sometimes your body will literally tell you to stop. And because we may not do that ourselves, right? We might just go, push. And, you know, you before you know it, you're running yourself down. You get run down because your body's saying, okay, look, you're pushing too hard and you've got to like literally stop, take a break, and just look after yourself again, recenter and kind of reground yourself. So, you know, it's something that's fascinated me for really quite a while. It's like based on the concept that the mind and the body are inseparable. Okay, so, you know, the body is giving you feedback, what's going on in the mind. And when we truly like listen to our bodies and what the message kind of might be, you really can gain the most incredible insights as to what you need to do, maybe what you need to look at, what to heal, and something that maybe you need to focus on just to bring that balance back into your life. So I'm going to share with you just a little sort of story. This is from going back a while ago, before I kind of came across Demartini's work and that sort of thing, before I discovered Reiki, before all of that. You know, it was when I was really new to it all, and it was at a time when I was really starting to kind of learn about myself, you know, and as some of you will know, like I'm adopted, and so of course I grew up with a lot of questions, you know, and I would think, you know, I don't know where I come from and all this sort of thing, but I had definitely adopted this sort of ignorance is bliss kind of mentality around that, where I thought, yeah, I don't really need to know, that's fine, I'll just carry on in my life and that's all good, right? But it didn't get me very far, that kind of mentality. You know, to a point you can kind of go along like that, but then, you know, somewhere in your being, in your soul, there's kind of like a need to know, or there's things that you want to find out. So anyway, at this time, I'd come out of a relationship that had really left me feeling pretty low about myself. You know, it was really quite a down time in my life. I was trying to sort of rediscover my self-esteem, I think, my self-value and who I was and all that sort of thing. And I was definitely feeling like a lot of guilt and shame, I think, about even having been in a relationship that left me feeling like that. You know, I think we've probably all been there at some point, you know, where you go, oh, wow, that really pushed me down, and, you know, I can't believe I let that happen, and that sort of thing. So, yeah, I was really, you know, processing that a lot, sort of in some ways, beating myself up over that a bit. And so it was definitely time for me to kind of heal and reconnect back with myself. And none of this I really was knowing consciously. This is hindsight talking here. But I was kind of more in survival mode at that time, you know, just carrying on, keeping going, that kind of thing. But what was fascinating that was starting to happen was like my body was literally starting to break down, you know, and I'm young. It's like, it's not, you know, you're going, that's not what should be going on here. Yeah, but it was really, really fascinating. And every day I was waking up, I had the sorest feet, like unbelievable amount of pain. Like I would literally, like, and you can imagine, right, getting up out of bed and you are lying horizontally all night, but you get up and to walk first thing in the morning, and it's like absolute daggers coming through my feet, so much pain. And that would go on for about the first 15 minutes of getting up and walking around in the morning. And I go, what is going on here? Like after the circulation kind of got going and I was moving for a bit, it became bearable, and then I would just have a normal day. But then the next morning, the same thing, exactly the same thing. Every morning, just absolute agonizing pain in my feet. Okay, so I'm going, I know there's not really anything that wrong with my feet or my legs. I don't really understand why this is happening. Okay, so, you know, pretty physically well, otherwise just couldn't explain this particular thing going on. So, interestingly enough, around the corner from me, where I was living at this time, there was an acupuncturist, and I'd never had acupuncture before. I knew a little bit about it, but really not very much at all. And I was really kind of drawn to go. I just felt, okay, maybe I really need to go here, and, you know, there's something here for me. Now, it was a beautiful old house, literally just around the corner from me, painted, you'll love this, a lovely shade of purple. So, of course, now I can go, all right, there was a sign there, you know, that's the place to go. Didn't know that at the time. I was drawn to it, though. I was magnetically drawn to it. And so, of course, I went and made an appointment, and yeah, I saw a really lovely lady in there who talked to me, you know, a lot about what was going on in my life and that sort of thing. And when I mentioned that I was adopted, it was interesting. She asked me a question and said, so do you get really kind of upset or find it difficult on your birthdays? And I sort of thought about it. I thought, well, I've never really thought about that before. But then I thought, well, yeah, actually, you know, more often than not, there's times like on my birthday, I feel really quite down. And I hadn't really thought or connected that to being adopted. And so she sort of explained a bit about that. There can be a body memory and all that kind of thing around that particular day. And there's a subconscious thing that might come up. And, you know, there's connections with that one. Oh, wow. Okay. You know, big light bulb moment for me. And she gave me a number to another lady who she recommended could definitely help me out through that if I wanted to sort of progress down that track. Anyway, so that was a whole other story, and that led on to some much more beautiful healing along those lines. But she treated me on that day for my sore feet, and she gave me an overall balancing, like needles everywhere. I don't know if you guys are like okay with needles, but I'm okay with needles. I definitely can do it. And yeah, it's one of those things, I think, if you've had acupuncture, you know, as much as you might tense about it, once it starts going, you're like, oh, relax. It's just like there's this energy movement and flow that starts going through the body that just automatically makes you relax. So it's brilliant. And yeah, so she gave me a treatment that was basically to get the energy moving in my feet, to get all over circulation and things going again. And no exaggeration, the sore feet were gone by the next day. I woke up, they weren't there, and it never came back. Never came back after one treatment, you guys. One treatment of getting acupuncture, getting the energy moving. that was it. It moved. And so it was really like absolutely the beginning point for me of like a pathway to kind of healing and self-discovery and all of these things that kind of led me on the track to being here today. And absolutely, like, it was really interesting as we discussed it. It was like my feet were representing the guilt and shame and feeling stuck. And it was like there was literally stuck energy sitting in my feet there, causing me pain. The pain was a reflection of the emotional pain that I was feeling. And all of that really, really opened up my eyes to just how much the mind and body are inseparable. The body was telling me what was going on for me emotionally and mentally and all of that, and I wasn't necessarily listening. Once I started listening, and I got some treatment to get that energy moving, to start moving forward out of that space, then everything shifted. So absolutely amazing stuff, and I can't recommend highly enough to you guys if you're ever feeling like in that kind of stuck situation, you know, or you feel like something's really stuck in your life, you know, acupuncture or anything like that, even massage, even, you know, Reiki, even anything that is about getting your body's energy moving is going to get your mind's energy moving. It's going to get things flowing in your life, because often we can be literally, the more restricted, the more physically stuck we feel is a reflection of how our minds might be feeling as well. And you can come at it from both sides. You can work at something mentally. You can also get it working physically in the beginning to keep things moving, keep things flowing. So very, very, very valuable experience for me, because my body was literally showing me what I needed to heal and what I needed to move forward. And you know, it really was like the catalyst for change for me that started things moving in the right direction. So absolutely brilliant. And a friend, I think around that same time, a friend actually introduced me to a book by Louise Hay called You Can Heal Your Life. Absolutely amazing book. I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but I do have a link in the description to it, just in case you're inspired to check it out. It's literally like an encyclopedia for all these different body ailments that actually have like an emotional meaning. They might have like some correlation to what might be going on for you, and it's kind of looking at it from the both sides there, so that you can say, okay, I'm going through this means perhaps this is going on in my life, and that's an opportunity for me to look at that a little differently and to heal that as well. So brilliant stuff, and absolutely, you know, something that I'm really super inspired about. And I love this stuff, and I love looking at the correlations and seeing how that all works as being, you know, always tools for us to work with to keep moving forwards. I think that's what it's all about. And so to sum up how to understand what your body's telling you, you know, to me, it's like if you've got a particular physical ailment going on, or if you're feeling stuck in a certain situation, you know, if you're inspired to look at it from another angle, first of all, I recommend Louise Hay book. But also, you can look at it about in a way as to kind of communicate with your body a bit differently. Like literally think of your body as being a feedback mechanism. Your subconscious already knows what that message is and knows what the feedback is, but sometimes the conscious mind needs to connect with the unconscious mind to understand the feedback and then to actually get that piece of information to work with. So my recommendation for that would be actually like write down the question. You know, it always is a powerful thing to write down a question, because the answer will come through. And your subconscious, as I'm saying, your intuition already knows what the answer is, and it's allowing it to filter through to your conscious mind just by asking the question. So, you know, ask, okay, what's my body trying to tell me? What is it actually trying to say right now that I'm not listening to? Okay, and you'll be surprised how spot on the information will be and how quickly it might come through. And yeah, when you do get that information, then that's an opportunity for you to really use that and bring forward, you know, something else in your life. So fantastic. All right, you guys. So yeah, that was wanted to be my tip of the week for this week. Really just kind of looking at the mind-body connection and opening up the doors to kind of seeing that, you know, in a slightly different light. Like if you think, oh, I've got a sore throat, Okay, so is there something you're not saying? You know, is there something you need to get off your chest? Or, oh, I've got a headache. Okay, so what mental pressure is going on for you? What are you undecided about? Or, you know, that sort of thing. So there's always a different layer to it, and it's really, really empowering, I think, when you actually start to look at it on the different layers, get the information, and move forward accordingly. So brilliant, you guys. And yes, got some people in the chat saying they absolutely do feel, oh, bless you, Ginyu. Thank you. Awesome tip. Thanks, Brioni. Hi, you guys. Thank you, Ginyu. Always a pleasure, my love. And yes, thank you for sharing and supporting there. Love it. Yeah, it is absolutely inspiring to me, the whole mind-body thing, as I say. And I'm sure I'll come back to it again in the future, because it is definitely a very, very powerful thing to tap into. That's it. And, you know, so I also want to say, like, don't ever forget how exceptional you are. You know, sometimes we can feel stuck in any situation that might be, you know, feeling like, oh, I'm absolutely, you know, feeling tense and I've got all this sort of tension going on in my body. But, you know, you have the unlimited capacity to heal and to transform energy in your body just as much as anybody else. You know, it's only ever a matter of shifting our filters, shifting the way we see things, and that literally dictates everything. You know, that change your mind, change your life. That's it. You know, it absolutely is possible to shift and to move and to heal. And, you know, there's been incredible stories of people approaching things in this way and having major transformations. Even physical, you know, ailments are not a life sentence, because we are absolutely amazing creatures that have this infinite capacity to transform energy and to move forward. It's fantastic. Love it, you guys. Excellent. Thank you for sharing that with me and indulging me there. And so, yeah, I want to wrap up the tip of the week this week with a little look at a song that is all about how magnificent we are. And that goes for all of you cyber family, beautiful people, because also, I have to give a shout out to you guys, because there's so much love and support in this group, and it's really inspiring, and it's humbling to me every single time. But, you know, also just as a reminder that if you're ever struggling and you want to just connect, you know, you can connect over here. And we have obviously like the house party streams every weekend. You know, it's a really great place to connect. In between times, there's also a beautiful cyber family group, and yes, you can, you know, connect over there as well. And there's some amazing, beautiful people from here connecting over there as well. So just a reminder that the cyber family is real. It is 24/7, you guys. And I absolutely love and adore you guys for being part of that, being part of all of this. So we are going to wrap up with some music, of course, reminding us how amazing we all are. And obviously there is much more to you than actually appears from the surface, and this is a reminder to that. It is going to be some human remixes for you guys today, and really sharing some love from Nige B, Mr. X, the Attack of the Cyborgs mix, and Deep Energy as well. So a little combination of the beautiful remixes for human. Absolutely love them. Here we go.
There's something deep inside you, something awakening, the greater part of you that knows you're so much more. Let it build inside you. Your life is calling. Let yourself listen to the voice you can't ignore.
Alright, beautiful people, some human love in the room. Thank you so much, you guys, for sharing that. People were dancing, getting glow sticks out. That's what I like to see and hear. We are going to move on to some Q&A, you guys. Had some really cool questions come through from you all. One question that I do get asked a little bit recently has been, when will be my next release? So obviously, like you guys, I don't have an exact date as yet. Like, it's coming up, it's in the works, it's to the point that the music's done. I'm actually working on the video clips right now. So literally they are in progress. They're not going to be too far away. So hoping January, possibly late January, but I will let you guys know as soon as we actually have a date for those ones. But very, very inspired. I can't even tell you. There's actually going to be 2 videos coming out with this release, a bit like Human, where I had like an original mix and an industrial mix, but for this one it is going to be like the single, and there's going to be a remix that definitely deserves and even requires its own video. So that is happening, beautiful people. There's going to be a lot of editing going on over here for me. Nothing unusual there. But that will be, I will be like literally disappearing, submerged into the crypt, and I will be editing like no tomorrow. So that is already kind of happening, and yes, I'm very, very inspired for the video. I'll just give you a heads up, like if you see in the house party stream, if you see the name Trackers Official popping up, I don't know if he's here at the moment, Brandon, but if you see that, definitely subscribe over there. There is going to be a Trackers remix coming out with this release that you will, I think, greatly enjoy. I know that I love it, so I'm sure you guys will love it. I'm so inspired about these particular videos because I have been planning, storyboarding, thinking about these for literally about a year. Like, it's been in my mind, you know, just coming back to it every now and then. But I am so it's such a satisfying feeling when you've been really looking forward to working on something for that long, that it is just awesome. So definitely looking forward to that, you guys, and I will keep you posted. So it's not going to be too far away. There is definitely going to be some new music and videos coming away very, very soon. Alright, and another question that came through from Miracles Happen. Miracles asks, some of your videos include a lot of CGI and visual effects. How many people are involved in the making of such videos, and how long did they take to make? For example, skyscrapers. So basically, yeah, the video production team is pretty much, again, a team of 2. It's myself doing most of the editing. Mr. X will always look over the is it like executive producer, you know, look over the details and give me some guidance here and there as well. But the actual nuts and bolts editing, that is me. And yes, I do have, fortunately, someone else to bounce that off as well. But yeah, literally, you guys, it's as I've said before, you know, a lot of YouTube tutorials, learning, just knowing what I want to do and having a vision, and then just finding the pieces to make it work. And we're learning it as I go. So yeah, it's a very, very inspiring thing, and the amount of time it takes, wow. Given that, you know, I'm doing the editing myself, I'm getting faster at it, but I'd probably say, like, you know, it's like 50 to 100 hours is easily spent on a video. One like skyscrapers, when you've got a lot of stuff coming in from other people, that can be, you know, a lot of time spent on making all of that kind of work together as well. So definitely in the realm of 100 hours for a video is probably realistic, maybe including the filming, and then yeah, a lot of editing, a lot of work to just make it all sit together in that one big kind of palette. Now, another question that came through from Trance Angel was, where do you get the inspiration to write the lyrics of your songs? So I would say that a lot of the inspiration for what I put into my songs comes from life experience, from my life and from experience, but also I love to share that kind of higher wisdom, higher perspective, and to write songs like from the heart that really uplift and inspire. And always I love to put a bit of a message in there, as you know, like with Human, with Skyscrapers, all these sorts of songs. Definitely I love putting just in there a bit of a message, a bit of meaning, a bit of substance. All of them have their own kind of layers. Even Cybersex, you might go, well, where's the substance in that song? There's kind of like this underlying meaning of how we're looking for human connection even in Cyberland and that kind of thing. So there's always different layers to it. Absolutely. Now, I saw this come through as a question from someone here, which is like one I get all the time, so I'm definitely going to answer it today, which was, are you planning to tour? Right, so everyone, there's often questions that come through about, like, oh, when are you going to be playing in Florida? When are you coming to Michigan? When are you coming to Chicago? And I love the questions, people. I really love, and I look forward to the day that I can say, hey, this date, do. But what I think a lot of people don't realize is that touring is very expensive and there is a lot of logistics involved. So at this point in time, in my life, I'm investing and working on growing the YouTube channel, growing that sort of thing, to really make it feasible to do something like that. It's definitely something that I'm working towards, and it's also something that I would absolutely love to do, and have meetups every week. Can you imagine? It would just be brilliant. And it's something that I really want to build towards, and the main sort of focus here on the moment is building towards that. Okay, so all of this and building, the live streams, building the kind of cyber family that we have going on over here, all of that is really a big part of that. At the moment, of course, I'm investing in a second album. I'm working on that, investing a lot of time and energy into videos, live streams, and my goal for the next year is also to increase the amount of live stream performances and get quite a regular schedule going on with those as well. There is quite a bit of setup that goes on with that, and yes, it does definitely inspire, and it's a way that we can kind of have a tour going now. I'm able to connect with you guys live, share some music live, do some performances. That is really where the focus needs to be at the moment. All of this, all of what is already kind of building over here is really inspiring to me, and I really can see this happening in the future, because things like my Patreon family, people who support and donate and all of that really does make a big difference, and it actually does literally push forward towards this kind of goal being reachable and achievable. It is a team effort over here. Like, I'm not doing this by myself. I honestly couldn't do this all by myself. But people like my Patreon family, they absolutely support me along the way, and all of that really helps in the sense of, giving me the more flexibility to be able to do and support these sorts of goals. So my goal at the moment is to build all of this to the point where I actually no longer have to work full time as well, because as you can imagine, like, we're talking about 52 hours to 100 hours on a video clip and that kind of thing. I would love to be in the position of not having to work full time, having more time for all of this, more time for videos, more time for live performances and that sort of thing. And that's when we're really getting into the space of, okay, we can start making some plans and that sort of thing. So just to kind of try and give you guys a bit of perspective on the touring thing, it is, it's there. I want to bring it closer here, but there is a bit that needs to kind of happen here before that becomes a reality. All right, you guys, so we are going to move on from Q&A, and I want to wrap it up with a clip from The Dream today, because I want to dedicate this to all of you guys who, as I've mentioned, you guys are changing my life. You're making my dreams come true just by being here, being part of the cyber family, building all of this. This is, where it's all at, you guys. You people are life changers, and I love you for it. And here we go. It's a bit of The Dream for you guys.
Please don't wake me if I'm dreaming. Let me have this beautiful dream. My heart is wide open. You bring out the light in me. Can you see into my heart? It's shining. Never tear this world apart if we're dreaming. Can you see me through the dark? I'm shining. I'm shining. I'm shining. I'm shining. Please don't wake me if I'm dreaming. I'm shining. Let me have this beautiful dream. I'm shining. My heart is wide open. I'm shining. You bring out the light in me. Can you see me through the
Alright, you guys, a bit of the dream kind of going on for you guys. Amazing, amazing. Love that energy of that song. And a little bit of trivia for you that the magic silhouette dancing around over there is Mr. X. Just for lock that away for future trivia questions. Alright, you guys, that's it. Getting the grooves on. Yay, you guys. So big group hugs, everyone. Bring it in, bring it in, bring it in, bring it in. Squeeze. Fantastic. Absolutely loved connecting with you. Thank you so much for being here and joining me and sharing the time and space with me today. Look forward to catching up with you guys really, really soon. Very cool video planned for next Monday. So there will be a premiere thing going up for it as well. Stay tuned for that one, you guys. There's going to be stuff going on over there. Thank you so much for all your love and energy. I feel it. And looking forward to catching up with you on the house party live stream a bit later. Or the house party next week. We're going to be also a couple of weeks. We're going to do the Christmas live stream with you guys. Goth Christmas. Yeah, something like that. Awesome. Java X Chaos, good to see you, my friend. Thank you for being here as well. Enjoy your holiday. And you guys, I will see you very, very soon. So bye for now. Big love to all of you. And a bientôt.